good, Grill Gainz fam? Sunday meal prep time, but today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm making 5 chicken bowls and 5 steak bowls. Why? Because eating the same meal 10 times in a row is how you quit meal prep. We've all been there before. This way you get variety, you stay on track, and you don't get bored. Same time investment, but way better results. Let's get to cooking. Here's everything we're working with today. We have boneless, skinless chicken thighs, flank steak, jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, and broccolini. Before anything touches the grill, we have to build that spicy chipotle marinade. First, avocado oil, chipotle peppers, and adobo. These are going to give you that smoky, spicy, deep flavor. Fresh lime juice, cumin, and a bit of cayenne for the heat. And lastly, a dash of salt to bring everything together. Mix this together really well with the whisk. You want this to be fully incorporated so every piece of chicken gets an even coat. Split your chicken up between 2 Ziploc bags. Half your marinade goes into one bag, the other half goes into the other. This will ensure that every piece of chicken is submerged in the marinade without leaving any pieces out. Next, you want to take as much air out of the bag as you can. Now seal it up, and now you want to try and cover every piece of chicken with the marinade. You want full coverage on all sides. This is what it should look like when you're finished. Same thing with bag 2. These are going into the fridge while we prep everything else. The longer they sit, the deeper that chipotle flavor is going to penetrate. Sweet potatoes next. I'm peeling them first to get that skin fully off. Then I'm going to cut them into rounds. Consistent thickness is important here so they cook evenly on the grill. Throw these into a bowl, and now let's season. Start with some avocado oil. Next, add salt, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. That paprika will give it a beautiful color and a nice smoky flavor. Lastly, a little bit of parsley. Mix it up. Make sure every piece is fully coated. These are going on indirect heat, so they need that oil to cook without burning. Flank steak is up next, and before I season it, I want to show you something. Run your finger along the steak, and you can see the grain running in this direction. When this comes off the grill, you're going to want to cut perpendicular to the grain, not with it. This will shorten the length of the muscle fibers and make the steak 1,000 times more tender. Now we season. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. Season your steak well. Press the seasonings into the steak so they stick to the surface. Flip it and do the same thing to the other side. Every surface needs coverage. Let's set up our fire. I'm building a 2-zone setup, a hot zone for searing and a cool zone for finishing. Now put your grates on and give it 5 minutes to come up to temp. A hot grate is a non-stick grate. First batch of chicken goes on. Look at that marinade. The chipotle is already starting to caramelize the moment it hits the grates. We're starting over direct heat to get the sear on. That chipotle marinade has natural sugars in it, so we're going to get color fast. Keep an eye on it and don't walk away from the grill. First flip, look at those grill marks. That's what a hot grate and a proper marinade does. We want color and grill marks on both sides, so I'm gonna flip these and let them char up as well. If your fire starts getting out of control, don't be afraid to close the lid and reduce the airflow. This is the part most people skip, working the chicken between the hot and cool zones. Move the pieces that are getting too much color onto the cool side and bring the lighter ones back over the coals. You're managing the whole grill, not just flipping. Remember, direct heat gets the sear and indirect heat finishes the cook. We've got color, we've got char. Now we move to the cool side to finish cooking without burning the outside. Every piece should be getting equal attention. I'm looking for 175 internal on these thighs. Dark meat can handle higher temps, and it actually gets more tender the closer it gets to 180. These are right where I want them to be. Let's pull them off. Second batch goes on. Same process. Look at those grill marks. Every piece is getting color. Move them around, manage your heat zones, and let the grill do the work. Steak goes on over direct heat. Flank steak is thin, so this cooks fast. We're talking 3 to 4 minutes per side max. Don't overthink it and don't walk away. Flip, solid grill marks, and good color. I'm gonna flip this steak every minute or so. Contrary to what you might have heard, flipping frequently on a thin cut like this actually promotes more even cooking. I'm pulling this at 130 internal for a medium rare. Flank steak at medium rare is tender and juicy. Cooking it past medium and you're going to be fighting for your life with every bite. Steak is off. This is going to rest for at least 10 minutes before I touch it. Don't skip the rest on the flank steak or you'll lose all the juice on the cutting board. Sweet potatoes go on the indirect side, no direct heat. These need time to cook through before they get colored, so we let the ambient heat of the grill do the work. Move them around occasionally so they cook evenly. These are done. All I'm looking for is a little char on the edges and a fork tender center. Broccolini is last. Oil goes on first to coat everything. Salt and pepper, keep it simple. The broccolini just needs to be seasoned and cooked well. I'm counting these out like I'm at the bank. You gotta get your practice in where you can. Alright, throw these into your grill basket and close it up. Grill basket goes right over the coals. High heat, fast cook. We want char on the tips and tender stems. 3 to 4 minutes, flip the basket halfway. Off the grill, out the basket. Done. Look at that char we got. Steak is rested, now we slice. Remember what I showed you before we cooked. We're cutting against the grain, perpendicular to those fibers. Look at that. A bit more on the medium side, but still juicy and perfect. Now we break this whole thing down. Take a look at our spread. Flank steak, chipotle chicken thighs, grilled sweet potatoes, broccolini, and rice. One Sunday afternoon on a charcoal grill. Now let's build those containers. Alright, let's do the steak bowl first. Rice as the base, flank steak sliced against the grain on top, sweet potatoes, and broccolini. Chicken bowl, same build. Rice, sweet potatoes, broccolini, and the chipotle chicken thighs. Every container is getting the same portions. Consistency matters when you're tracking macros all week. An entire week of meals handled before noon on a Sunday. And that's how you do it. 10 meals prep, 2 different proteins so you don't get sick of your food by Wednesday. Here's the key. Meal prep is supposed to make your life easier, not harder. If you don't like what you're eating, you're not gonna stick with it. So switch it up. Let me know in the comments if you prefer the steak or the chicken. If you found value in this video, smash that subscribe button. More Sunday meal prep coming every few weeks. I'll catch you in the next one.